Hello everybody, in this video I'm going to provide you another update about the state of consulates and embassies, this time in August 2021. The State Department remains a major barrier to reopening consulates and embassies worldwide. In August, 62% of embassies and consulates worldwide remained closed or partially open. So in this video, I'll give you further updates and more information that you need to know right now. So what are you waiting for? I'll see you on the other side. Hello everybody, and welcome back to our immigration channel. This is a place where you get the most up-to-date immigration news, immigration information, everything else that you need to make your immigration journey less stressful. My name is Jacob Sapochnick and I'm an immigration attorney located in San Diego, California. We work with clients all over the world in all 50 states, and we're here to provide this information to you today. Remember, if you're here for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos, and also give us a big like so YouTube will be able to show this video to more people just like you. So, what's happening with consulates and embassies worldwide? This is an August update, August 2021. So it seems that the State Department remains a major barrier to reopening travel back to the United States and also to visa processing. Why are we saying that? According to the Cato Institute, 62% of embassies and consulates remained closed or partially open in August. How can you move the backlog forward if 62% of these consulates and embassies remain closed? Now, when we mean closed to anything but emergency appointments and some emergency non-immigrant visas. So remember, and I've talked about it so many times, all these expedite cases, all these emergency appointments that we're trying to get, they are still possible right now because so many of these embassies are closed. If you're asking yourself, well, can we still expedite cases? Will they still approve it? Yes, they will. Of course, it's definitely more difficult now than it used to be 6 months ago, but it's still a possibility, specifically now that we have 60% of these embassies and consulates closed or partially closed, which make it very difficult to resume normal visa processing. So you're asking yourself, what about the other 40%? Well, the other 40% are completely closed. They don't even take emergency appointments. And that's becoming really, really difficult, specifically now that we're trying to understand how we can move the needle forward, how we can make this process easier for applicants who are just stuck. It's just very, very difficult to so many families to bear that stress of waiting and not knowing what's going to happen. It's just very interesting why it's happening. Remember, we talked about it before. Virtually all consular officers receive the COVID-19 vaccination, all doses, and all travelers that are entering the United States must present a negative COVID test. So why are they still closed? Why are they still not processing immigrant visas or any visas at the moment? And why aren't they waiving interviews? Well, they're saying that it's illegal for them to do so because of security matters. But in fact, the statute authorizes the State Department to waive in-person interviews if there are unusual or emergent circumstances. If this is not unusual or emergent, I don't know what is. So they could do that if they wanted to. They could waive interviews. They could conduct online interviews like USCIS is doing sometimes. Like USCIS is waiving interviews because they choose to try to deal with the backlog here inside the United States, yet the State Department is refusing to do so even though the statute authorizes them to waive in-person interviews. Now, the State Department doesn't release any statistics about their visa processing and some of their numbers. This is all done based on research, and that research was done by the Cato Institute that I'm able to provide to you in this video. Why are they releasing those statistics? It's beyond me. So here's some statistics for you. Out of the 237 posts that are currently issuing visas, only 89 of those were issuing non-immigrant visas, student visas, and other work non-immigrant visas. And this data is true as of August 19, 2021. Out of these 237 posts that are currently issuing visas, only 54 of those were partially open and issuing visas. No appointments were available outside of emergency or special NIE available kind of appointments. 94 of these 237 consulates were completely closed to non-immigrant visa processing. That means that more consulates were closed in August than open, which is crazy. Once again, I want to mention that this video is focused on non-immigrant visas, and the chart that we're going to show you right now is specifically for non-immigrant visas. There was a previous video that I've done a couple of weeks ago that I explained the different consulates. We made a list of different consulates, and I'll make another video like that in a few weeks once we have more data. we specifically went through the different embassies and we said which one is open fully, which one is partially open, which one is processing expedited and emergency appointments. In this particular video, we are focused mostly on non-immigrant visas because a lot of you are asking about that as well. So as you can see, table 1 in the charts is showing slow progress in getting consulates back to normal. So if you look at April, 59% were fully closed. Now 40% are fully closed, a change of less than 5% per month, which is very, very bad. At this rate, the State Department will at least partially reopen all of its consulates maybe in May of 2022. And once again, the biggest applicants that are suffering from this are non-immigrant visas that are really, really at the bottom of the pile. In April, 76% of consulates were partially closed. Now 62% are partially closed, a rate increase of at least barely 3% per month. Again, at this rate, State Department's consulates will fully reopen in early 2023, specifically for non-immigrant visas. Now remember, these numbers are specifically for non-immigrant visas. The situation with immigrant visas is not better. Like I said, I've done a lot of videos on immigrant visas, and this one is focused on non-immigrant visas because there's not that much information out there about non-immigrant visas at the moment. As of August 1st, for immigrant visas, the State Department reported a backlog of more than 547,000 cases that are sitting at the National Visa Center. The applicants that were documentally qualified. Out of these applicants that were documentally qualified, only 33,000 actually got appointments, which is really, really low number. Therefore, people have increased the efforts to try to expedite immigrant visa cases and trying to be persistent with that. And also, when that fails, applicants resorting to sue the State Department because they can't wait anymore because there's no solution for that backlog at the moment. Now, once again, I'll continue to do a summary of specific embassies in future videos. So we'll tell you more embassies that we haven't covered in previous videos for immigrant visas specifically, which embassies are processing partially open and which embassies are giving priority to expedited cases, just to be able to help you to understand where you stand with your K1 visa case, with your CR1, with your IR1, and other immigrant visa processing. Immigrant visa cases are now being processed under the tier system, the 4-tier system, which we've done videos about it before. You're welcome to reference. We should put a link in the description of this video to explain how immigrant visas are being processed as well. So once again, hopefully this information was helpful. A lot of you are asking about non-immigrant visas, and I wanted to make this little video to explain to you what's happening in that respect. Once again, if you're here for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos, and also give us a big like so YouTube will be able to share this video with more people just like you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.